In the ass end of Ohio, where the corn grows taller than hope and the sky stays the color of a 3-day-old bruise, there's a nowhere town called Mill Haven, sarcastically. Not the cute little Midwest postcard town with county fairs and Friday night football. Soft laugh. Nah, this one eats screams the way other places eat apple pie. They say if you drive County Road 17 after midnight, you might see an old woman sitting on the same bench by the dead BP station, knitting something that never gets longer. Whisper. Even the cicadas shut the hell up when she looks up. She has no eyes, just black pits, and her mouth is sewn shut with thick red thread in a perfect straight line. The kids who made it out of summer 2008 still call her Grandma Quiet. And on October 31st, 2025, Halloween, because of course it was, at exactly 3:07 a.m., Jake Carter got the text. One photo. His childhood house on Elmwood Lane, the upstairs bedroom window, glowing soft orange. That room had been dark since Mom disappeared with the silver minivan in 2014. Under the picture, 6 words. She's waiting for you to talk. Jake drove 29 straight hours from Denver. No sleep, just monster cans and the smell of his own panic sweat. The welcome sign slid out of the fog like a bad joke. Welcome to Mill Haven population. 4,182. Someone had crossed out the 4,182 in dripping red paint. Now, 4,181 plus to 1 coming home, and right under the sign, perfectly still, sat the old woman on her bench, knitting needles clicking slow like a metronome for the damned. Gray shawl, gray hair, gray skin, mouth stitched tight. She raised one hand and waved with fingers that bent backward. Jake floored it. In the rear view, she was still waving, wrist spinning the wrong way like a broken doll. The house on Elmwood had rotted the way secrets rot. Siding peeled like scabs, windows blind with plywood, front door hanging open like it gave up screaming years ago. But the upstairs light still burned, steady, patient, the color of old blood. Jake stepped inside. The smell punched him first. Wet leaves, pennies, and something sweet rotting under the floorboards. Childhood slammed back. Mom's cigarette smoke, the creak of the 5th stair, the way the hallway used to feel safe. Now the hallway felt like it was listening. He called once stupidly, "Mom?" A little girl's giggle answered from upstairs, thin, metallic, like a music box running out of batteries. He climbed. Each step groaned like it remembered his sneakers. An lost girlfriend that summer leaned forward and tried to speak. The stitches split, blood trickled, but no sound came. On the rear window, finger painted in blood, still warm. 46, in line behind, you don't make them wait. In the cursed town of Mill Haven, where the street lights flickered like dying breath and the corn whispered every name it ever ate, there was a game kids played in 2008. Sarcastically, not truth or dare, not 7 minutes in heaven. Soft laugh, something way more fun. They called it quiet. The rules were texted in group chats, carved into picnic tables, written in Sharpie under bleachers. You need at least 13 players. You play at night, always at night. You sew everyone's mouth shut with red thread. Practice on yourself first. Everyone stands in a circle. The chosen keeper cuts the power and locks the doors. Then you wait. If Grandma Quiet comes before sunrise and you make a single sound, she takes your tongue and adds you to the circle forever. If you stay perfectly quiet until dawn, you become the new keeper next year. Whisper. The dogs stopped barking the night the thread came out. Jake remembered every rule. He wrote them. He was the first keeper. Now, 17 years later, driving County Road 17 with 3 dead kids in the back seat, and 43 more waiting in the corn, Jake understood the game had never ended. It had only been paused. He pulled over at the abandoned marathon station, heart trying to punch through his ribs. The kids were gone, but the seat was soaked in cold wet. His phone buzzed. Unknown number, video file. He played it. Shaky footage of the old community center gym, melted basketball court, rows of tiny sneakers fused to the floor. The camera panned to the far wall. Jake Carter is a liar round 2. Starts when he speaks the truth. Video ended with Grandma Quiet's face filling the screen, red threads snapping one by one. Another text. You have until the next new moon, November 13th. Confess on the old court at 3:33 a.m. or we start visiting Denver. Attached. A photo of his fiancée asleep in their bed, taken from inside the room last night. Jake threw up beside the pump. He drove to the only place left, Mill Haven Public Library, because some habits die harder than people. Mrs. Delgado was still librarian at 78, glasses thicker, hands steadier than they had any right to be. She locked the door at 6:59 a.m. and slid a manila folder across the table. "You look like you heard her," she said. "I did." "Then talking won't save you." She tapped the folder. "But the truth might buy you minutes." Inside, police reports, burned Polaroids, a photo of 13 kids in a circle holding red thread like jump ropes. Jake front and center, needle between his teeth. Last page. Mrs. Delgado's handwriting. Grandma Quiet is not a ghost. She is a silence that was forced to swallow screams. And Millhaven always collects. She told the town's oldest story, 1918 flu. 46 kids locked in the church basement to protect them. They screamed until their throats bled. The preacher sewed every mouth shut so the Lord could hear himself pray. No survivors. Only 46 little red smiles nailed to the altar. Every couple decades, the silence comes back hungry. Jake closed the folder. "How do I end it?" "You don't," Mrs. Delgado said. "You pay it forward or you pay it with your voice." She pulled a tiny glass vial from her pocket. Dark red. Thick. "Your blood from 2008. I kept the thread you used. Thought someone might need it." He stared. "That night," she whispered, "you weren't the only adult outside the building, Jacob. Some of us watched. Some of us did nothing." She pressed the vial into his hand. "New moon is 10 days away. If you want to break the circle, start with the original thread. It's still there, under the new gym floor." As he stood, she added, "Don't let her borrow your tongue. My brother did in 79. He still walks the corn at night, never says a word, just smiles with his eyes." In the damn town of Millhaven, where the corn grew teeth and the moon went black once a generation, the final game began. November 13th, 2025. New moon, sky like a mouth with no stars. Jake went live on every platform at 3:30 a.m. He set the phone on a tripod in the center of the burned gym floor, harsh LED lights carving shadows that moved wrong. Behind him, 46 folding chairs rocked gently though the building was empty. View count exploded. 50K? 500K? 3 million? He started talking. "My name is Jacob Carter, summer of 2008. I was 13. I invented quiet. I told my friends if we stayed silent, we'd be legends forever." He held up the old rusted needle and red thread. "We sewed our mouths. We waited in the dark. When kids panicked and tried to scream, I locked the doors. I cut the power. I poured the gasoline because I thought fire was the only thing quieter than us." He turned the camera to the empty chairs. They're here now. 46 kids filled the seats instantly. Gray skin, black eyes, mouths stitched in perfect red lines. Lily Nguyen waved with fingers that had no nails. Jake kept going, voice raw. I was the keeper. I thought if they all went quiet, she'd pick me to leave. I was wrong. At 3:33 exactly, Grandma Quiet stepped into frame behind him, 8 feet tall now, shawl dragging like funeral flags. Chat went insane. Jake raised the needle. This ends tonight. One voice for 46. He pressed the needle to the corner of his lips and began to sew. Slow, deliberate, live to 5 million people. Blood poured, thread pulled skin. He didn't stop. When he finished the last stitch, he grabbed the camera with bloody hands and screamed. No sound came, just red bubbles. He ripped the thread out with his teeth, tearing half his lips off, and roared into the lens, I'm sorry. I burned them. I burned them all. Take me. For one heartbeat, everything was silent. Then Grandma Quiet placed a cold hand on his shoulder. Good boy. She opened her mouth. No, her whole face unfolded like wet paper and pulled Jake inside. Feed, cut to black. When state troopers arrived at 5:47 a.m., the building was empty. No blood, no phone, no Jake. Only 46 chairs in a perfect circle. And across the floor, written in red thread that still twitched, thank you for playing CU Next Generation Epilogue. 1 year later, in the quiet town of Millhaven, where the corn grows taller every November and children no longer speak after dark, a new video dropped on Halloween 2026, posted from Jake Carter's dead accounts. Thumbnail, The Burned Gym at Night. Title, Round 3 starts soon. Who wants to be keeper? In the video, 47 kids sit perfectly still. The 47th, newest, has Jake's eyes and the straightest little red smile you ever saw. Soft whisper, almost tender. Even the wind stopped talking when he passed. Sweet dreams, kid. Applications are open.